Hi everyone! In this video, we are going to focus on a grammar handout about adjectives and adverbs. Let's start.
Our handout focuses on adjectives first, so let's have a look at the first exercise. Please read the following blog post and underline all the adjectives there. Pause the video and then I'll share the answer key with you. Here are all the adjectives underlined. I'm sure you also found them all. Check your answers. And looking at this text, let's focus on the following table that explains how we use adjectives. Now fill in the blanks in this table by pausing the video. Then I will share the answer key with you. So here is the answer key. We use adjectives when we want to describe or give information about nouns. Adjectives usually come immediately before the noun that they describe. So this is the main use of adjectives. However, they can also come after some certain verbs. So before the noun that they describe and after some certain verbs. What are these verbs? Be, become, get, look, seem, appear, feel, sound, smell, and taste. These two will be the only places we will see adjectives. Keeping this explanation in mind, let's have a look at the blog post again and see their different uses. For example, life in New York is very exciting. This adjective is used with the verb be. Louis and I weren't sure, so sure is used with weren't, a form of be. Living in a large city, so large here talks about city, so it comes before the noun city. We walk happily down the busy streets, so busy explains, give information about the noun streets here. Okay, if you want, you can pause the video and look at the other adjectives, keeping this explanation in mind. Let's continue. We'll have a look at exercise 3 now and answer it together. We are going to underline the word that is described by the bold words here. So, the students were happy while they were walking down the busy streets. So, happy describes what? The students here. Let's underline the students. He has a beautiful voice. Beautiful here describes voice. Susan is a careful driver. Careful here describes the word driver. Okay, so how about the column B? The students walked happily down the busy streets. The students walked happily. Happily describes the word walk. Walked happily. He sang the song beautifully. Beautifully describes sang. And Susan drives carefully. Carefully describes the word drive. The bold words in column A are adjectives because they describe nouns, the students, voice, driver. And the bold words in column B are adverbs because they describe verbs, walk, sing, drive. Okay, now we are going to focus on adverbs more and we are going to check if we can use them in different places too. Let's move on. You have this table in your handouts too. Let's analyze it together. Adverbs describe or give more information about A. Verbs. We talked about it above. Adverbs also give more information about adjectives. Let's have a look at an example sentence. Her mother was seriously ill. So seriously describes how ill she was. So ill is an adjective. Ill is an adjective. and seriously describes ill. So seriously is an adverb here. Or it is terribly cold these days. Terribly cold. Cold is an adjective and terribly describes how cold it was. It was terribly cold. It is terribly cold. Okay. Adverbs also give more information about other adverbs. How? Let's have a look at an example sentence. She did her homework surprisingly quickly. So, quickly is an adverb here. She did her homework quickly. She did her homework surprisingly quickly. So, surprisingly describes the adverb quickly here. Or, Richard talks very angrily. Richard talks angrily. Angrily is an adverb here. And very describes how angrily he talks. So, very describes another adverb. So, very is an adverb here. Adverbs also give more information about a whole sentence. And some commonly used sentence adverbs are fortunately, unfortunately, luckily, unluckily, probably, obviously, normally, sadly, surprisingly, and not surprisingly. So these will be the ones that you will see the most frequently. Let's have a look at an example sentence. He took the test for the second time. Unfortunately, he failed again. So, he failed again is an unfortunate case. So, unfortunately refers to this whole sentence. Another example sentence. He entered the room in bright red silk pajamas. Not surprisingly, everyone stopped and looked at him. So, this everyone stopped and looked at him was not surprising. So, not surprisingly as an adverb refers to the whole sentence here. So, these are the places you will see adverbs. They show how, when, where, or how often something happens. Adverbs of manner indicate how things happen. For example, she described the apartment perfectly. Adverbs of time indicate when things happen. For example, we arrived yesterday. Adverbs of place indicate where things happen. They have decided to stay here. Adverbs of frequency indicate how often things happen. For example, she usually talks to students. Now we're going to focus on how we form adverbs. We have a different table for this. So in general, I'm sure you already know, we add ly to an adjective and come up with an adverb. For example, quick, quickly, nice, nicely, quiet, quietly. Like our neighbors are quiet. Quiet is an adjective here because it describes our neighbors. Our neighbors talk quietly. Quietly is an adverb here because it describes the verb talk. Talk quietly. However, not all adverbs end in ly. For example, we have the adjective good and its adverb form is well, not goodly. Susan is a good pianist, so good is an adjective here. Susan plays the piano well, so well is the adverb form of good and it refers to the verb play. There's also another interesting point. There are some adjectives that ends in ly. They look like adverbs, but they are not adverbs. So please keep in mind that costly, deadly, friendly, lively, lovely, lonely, silly, and ugly. There are some others, but these are the ones that you will see a lot. We cannot use them as adverbs. Okay, so our neighbors are very friendly people. Here, the word friendly, it's an adjective. Friendly people. What do we do if we want to use it as an adverb? We try to use a similar adverb, or we use this adjective in an adverb phrase, like our neighbors welcomed us in a friendly way. So, in a friendly way refers to the verb welcome here. So, they welcomed us in a friendly way. So, you can use this in a blah blah way, this adverb phrase, to use these adjectives as adverbs. It's time to practice what we have learned so far. In exercise 4, there are some sentences. We are going to choose whether we should use an adjective or adverb in these sentences. Let's do 3 or 4 of them together. For example, Mary is a slow or slowly swimmer. So, the word comes before a noun. Swimmer is a noun, so I should choose the adjective slow, slow swimmer. Mrs. Thompson reads our paragraphs quick or quickly. I should explain how she reads the verb, so I will choose the adverb quickly. Mr. Garcia speaks loud or loudly. So it should describe speak, the verb. So I will use the adverb. I'll choose the adverb loudly. One last one together. Mr. Lopez is not a blah blah policeman. A careful policeman or a carefully policeman. Policeman is a noun, so I will choose an adjective before it. Careful policeman. All right, I'll stop here. Please pause the video and finish the exercise. I'll share the answer key afterwards. Here is the answer key. You can pause the video and check your answers. I hope you answered all of them correctly. If you have some mistakes, please stop here, and before moving on to the next exercise, go back to the explanations and go over them again to understand your mistakes, okay? We started to talk about how we form adverbs. We said generally we add ly to the adjective and come up with an adverb. But there are some adjectives whose adverb forms are the same, like late, early, hard, and fast. These 4 words are both adjectives and adverbs. Look, I'm watching the late film, adjective. My train arrived late as usual. Late is an adverb here. She travels to work on an early train. Early is an adjective. The train came early. The train came early. So early is an adverb here. This exercise is really hard. This exercise is hard, so hard is an adjective. Jim is a workaholic. He works very hard. He works hard, so hard is an adverb here. My brother loves fast cars. Fast is an adjective here. He drives fast. So fast refers to drive, so it's an adverb here. If we add ly to the adjectives hard and late, we have a new word with a different meaning. Hardly means almost not, and lately means recently, as these example sentences here. Let's do exercise 5 together now to practice the meaning differences of hard and hardly and late and lately. Let's have a look at the first 2 sentences. Jane could hardly speak when she heard that she was promoted. If you want to be successful in life, you should work hard. So, what is the meaning of hardly in the first sentence? Jane could hardly speak. So, what did we say? Hardly means almost not. Okay? And you should work hard. You should work hard. Hard means here with great effort. How about 3 and 4 with late and lately? I've had trouble sleeping lately, so I'll start taking sleeping pills. Children shouldn't be out in the streets alone late at night. So, I've had trouble sleeping lately. Lately means recently in this sentence. Children shouldn't be out in the streets alone late at night. Late at night, so late here means after the usual time. Okay? Let's move on to exercise 6. There are again the adjectives early, hard, fast, and late, and adverb forms, which are the same. You are going to look at these sentences and write whether these are adjectives or adverbs in these sentences. Later, I will share the answer key with you. Now, pause the video. Here are the answers. You can pause the video and check your answers. We will continue with exercise 7 now and practice what we have covered so far about adjectives and adverbs both. There's a text, and next to the blanks we have a word. We are going to write its adjective or adverb form into the blank. Okay, there are 21 blanks. Let's do the first 3 together. Dear Lauren, I'm blah blah exhausted. I am blah blah exhausted. So, exhausted is an adjective, so I should write an adverb to refer to this adjective. I'm totally exhausted. James and I finished moving into our new apartment today. It was a lot of blah blah work. Work is a noun here, so I will use an adjective. And hard is an adjective. It was a lot of hard work.
But everything worked out. Everything worked out. What is the adverb form of good? Well, yes. Well refers to worked out, so everything worked out well.
Continue the exercise by pausing the video. I'll share the answer key later. Here is the answer key.
This is the end of our video. I hope it was helpful. Have a nice day.